Welcome to APDesign Digital Tools. If you followed along with PerforatedSkins201, we're going to now kind of get a little bit more sophisticated with the way we're constructing. So here we have a series of points, and then we're applying the image sampler. But let's say that suddenly our skin grows, and we want it to be that large, and we do not want it to kind of redistribute that image over and over again. I can clamp it on. If I right click on the image, I can clamp it, and essentially now it's only going to be registered on the very first time. But still, then what do I do? I mean, this doesn't look quite right. And so I'm suddenly going to have to, oh, here's my bounds 2D, and oh, it's changed, so I'm going to have to go in here and I'll have to edit this value and remember to do so. And then suddenly, that kind of gets stretched across a larger field. But then I decided, I'm going to change it again. And so suddenly I'm editing again. And so this gets rather old very quickly. So let's add a little bit more intelligence to how it's placing these points and reading them. So all we really want to do, let's go and get rid of this, and let's take each point and let's deconstruct it. So I'm using a deconstruct, and it's going to create an X and a Y and a Z value. Now this is a flat system, so really I don't need the Z. And I'm going to find a domain for each of those values. So we'll grab that. We'll grab that. What I grabbed was the bounds component. Alright, so let's look at that. So I have a 4.5 to 670 for that, 4.5 to 508 for that. Alright, good. Now I'm just going to remap. So in this essence, basically what I'm doing is since this originally, when you first got the image sampler, in fact, let's just grab a new one so we can see that. It has a value of 0 to 1. 0 to 1 is great. I like it. So let's just use that. And we will definitely use that. And we will clamp it down. All that's good. But let's get rid of that one, because I'd already changed the U and the V values. Alright, so this is now our image. Now I'm going to take all these X's that are between 0 and 670, and I'm going to remap them. So what I need for that is the original values. So there's the original values coming from X. I need to have a source domain, so this is the domain that they're currently in, which is this. And then I need a target domain. Well, the target is default is 0 to 1. That's what I want for this, so we're all good. I can stop working. And I'll just copy that. I'm going to do the exact same thing for Y. And then I'm going to construct the series of points again. So I use, instead of a deconstruct, I have a construct. These are my X values, plug them in there. These are my Y values, plug them in there. And you'll see a series of points really tight, very small on your screen suddenly. Okay, those are the ones that I'm going to now use to plug in here, and they will give me values. And I'll plug the result in there, and the points are still going to be coming from my original set of points. So we step back a bit, and we can see that I have this construction going on, and it looks about right. This is fantastic. If this suddenly shrinks, it still is good. So no matter how big my skin is, I'm still going to have kind of stretched across that skin the image that I had chosen. Great. Other things, if you want to kind of have a little bit better, finer control, I put the multiplier on this, and I did 2 or 3 or something like that. You may also choose to, instead of that, to remap. So all these values, which their source is 0 to 1, we know that because that's all the values that I gave it were 0 to 1. And then I can create a new domain that I want these to be, the smallest one to be, let's say, 0.25 whole, and then the largest one to say be a 3-inch hole. And I plug that in there, and then that becomes the replacement. Instead of a multiplier, I have a lot more specific control, where now I know it's not going to get less than 0.25 and it's going to not get above 3. Alright, very good.